Hello, if you are watching this video, it's because you are in my English 11 class and you were gone at some point this week. I don't think I made a video for last week because last week was a weird week. It was the end of the 6 weeks, and we were just working on our persuasive essays, which are now due and past done. We're over that. We are continuing on with Gatsby. The last 2 weeks, so we started Gatsby 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it's been very choppy because last week was strange and I was gone for 2 days because I was sick. And then the week before that, we had state testing, so we had to put everything on hold. So I apologize for how Gatsby's kind of been like stop, go, stop, go. But this week we're gonna go. We're gonna keep keep going on with it. It's gonna be a fun week. So, for my fourth period class, we are going to be starting and finishing Gatsby Chapter 3 all on Monday. This is also, well, I'll get to it. Wednesday, our goal for fourth period, because I have you 3 times this week, is to watch the Gatsby movie scenes from Chapter 3 and then hopefully start Chapter 4, because next week when my B-Day students have me 3 times, you won't, and I want to get you ahead so that we're all eventually caught up on the same part of the book. And then Friday, I have a guest speaker coming, which is going to be really fun. You definitely do not want to miss that. And then we're going to kind of like lead into some more career exploration stuff. For fifth and sixth period, my B-Day students, we are also going to start and complete Chapter 3 for Gatsby on Tuesday. Basically, everything that I do with my fourth period on Monday, I will do with you on Tuesday. And then we will have a guest speaker on Thursday, do some career exploration stuff, and then watch the Gatsby Chapter 3 scenes. And we will start Chapter 4 next week, because I'll have you 3 times next week. Really quickly, Powder Puff and Powder Tough is coming up. If you don't know what that is, it's where traditionally football is a male-dominated sport and volleyball is female-dominated. And with Powder Puff and Tough, we kind of switch roles. So the girls will participate in a football game coached by some male students, and then the guys will play in a volleyball game coached by some female students. It's really fun. I am really excited. I'm going to be involved in some capacity with the Powder Tough for volleyball. So if you don't want to participate, you should come at least to one or both. It's going to be really cool to watch and really fun. So Powder Puff is May 16th and May 23rd is Powder Tough. Okay, so we're going to quickly review kind of where we're at with Gatsby. Number one, this is our essential question for the unit. This is the question we want to answer by the end of the book. Is love enough? Is love enough to be content in life? Your answer to that question for your own personal life outside of school, outside of this unit, might be different. It might be the exact same as what we'll find with the book. So that's the question we need to answer. Our characters, we have Jay Gatsby, Daisy Buchanan, Nick Carraway, Tom Buchanan, Jordan Baker, George Wilson, and Myrtle Wilson. And then as a reminder, this is a map showing you the outline of where everybody lives, which is all very important because basically the bulk of all the scenes take place in one of these spots. Okay, as a warm-up question before we start reading Chapter 3, I need you to tell me this. Can you know everything, quote unquote, about somebody, but at the same time not really truly know them at all? So I want you to think about that and then explain your thoughts on the slide. Also, something to keep in mind as we are continuing on reading this book, especially because Chapter 3 is a pretty pivotal part of the book. It sets up a lot of things. There is going to be so much foreshadowing from here on out in the book. If you forgot what the term foreshadowing means, it means that you kind of, as a writer, as a creator, a storyteller, you leave hints. We would refer to them as like Easter eggs when we're thinking of like movies and TV shows. There's going to be Easter eggs and hints that are dropped throughout the story that will give you major clues as to like what is going to happen in the future. And this book has a lot of that because the whole story is told from Nick's point of view later. So he's talking about the summer of 1922, but it's probably 1925 at this point for him. and he's reflecting back on everything that happened during this time of his life. So Fitzgerald uses a lot of foreshadowing, and I want you to pay attention, because even if something seems kind of minute and small, I promise you it's probably connected to something bigger. Okay, so we are going to read chapter 3. One of the questions we'll answer for chapter 3 is this: why did Fitzgerald wait until halfway through chapter 3 to introduce this old sport? Explain the side effect of this choice. And then we'll take a pause from chapter 3 to do two very separate things. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, and, teachers do a lot. They really do. So I would love you to show your support and encouragement for a teacher in your life, and you get to pick. I want you to pick a teacher. It could be past or present, somebody that you admire, a teacher that's helped you, inspired you in some way, and I want you to write them a letter. It can be as long or as short as you want, but I want you to encourage them and tell them something kind. Um, you are going to put a sticky note on that paper that's going to have the teacher's name, the school of where they were when they taught you. So obviously, if you have a teacher right now at West, it'll be the easiest for me to get that to them because they're here and I can just go put it in their mailbox. But if you have maybe a teacher from middle school or even elementary school, if you can remember that person, that you would really love to write a letter to, put the name of the school that you were at. So, like, let's say you went to Straub, put Straub on the sticky note right here, and then write your letter on the paper itself. So, you're going to do that, give it to me, and then I will be the mailman, mailwoman that delivers everything. The second thing that we're going to do, pausing from chapter 3, is we need to fill out this Google form. This is also linked on Canvas in week 13 modules. This is going to help me with understanding your perspective and getting some feedback from you as to how this whole process with writing our persuasive paper went, because I told you it was a new approach, and I'll kind of address that in a little bit. But I do want you to fill this out to give me some feedback. Okay, to finish chapter 3, you are going to practice close reading for this prompt. You are going to reread this. This is in chapter 3. It's When We Meet Gatsby. And you are going to use the comment feature, and you could even do some underlining or highlighting or bolding or whatever you want to annotate, which just means make some notes. What are some things that you notice as you read it again? And then down below, I want you to tell me, what do you know about Gatsby, just based off of this description? And what do you want to know? What is maybe some questions that you have or something that the author kind of leaves unclear? So this is for chapter 3. And then this little part right here is for my 4th period, because I'll have you on Wednesday. We're going to watch the chapter 3 movie scenes. And then 5th and 6th, we will do this part on Friday. So I want you to tell me, how does the film portray Nick's belief in Gatsby's background? How skeptical is he? Think about the director's choice in terms of how the scene was filmed, the driving, the facial expressions, people they see along the drive, Nick's narration. So you can tell me what you think there. Okay, so this is fun. So on Thursday and Friday, my mother-in-law will be coming to be our guest speaker. She is a interior designer and a small business owner, because she runs her own business. So she's going to be coming and speaking, and has a little treat for you as well. So you do not want to miss that. Okay, so after her speech is done, I wanted to give you a quick note about your feedback. Some of you, at the point that I'm recording this video, you've already given me your feedback about how the essay writing went, and some of you have not yet, because I haven't had B-Day yet. But either way, thank you for filling it out for me, because it really does help me. I know you're probably sick of all the Google forms that I've given you over the course of the school year, but I don't really care, because it really does help me. I told you that at the beginning of this, it wasn't going to be perfect, or even close to it, because it's the first time that I've ever taught a unit with a writing assignment like this. Also, this is my 2nd year of teaching, so a lot of the things that I'm doing for the very first time, especially being that we are in person for the school year, and we weren't last year. So thank you for having grace for me, and being diligent and doing your best, even though it was kind of clunky. Ideally, what I really wanted to happen was to um, give you separate things into chunks so you focus on one thing at a time, which we did. And the part that I didn't really get to do was give you feedback in the way that I wanted to. I really wanted us to, like, okay, we're going to write point number one paragraphs, and then you're all going to turn it in. And then the very next week in class, I'm going to pull you up one at a time to talk about it and give you feedback. And that kind of happened in the beginning, and then it didn't because things came up. So, sorry. Again, it did not go, and I knew it wouldn't because nothing's ever perfect, but it didn't quite go exactly how I wanted it to, but I do appreciate your grace in that. So, again, if you haven't filled out that form, please do. It'll help me with trying to be better next year. Okay, so we are going to end the week by doing a little mini project. It's going to be on career exploration. So at this point, with thinking about your life after high school, we have taken a personality test and learned a little bit about ourselves. We have heard a couple guest speakers come in. You gave me a couple thoughts as to like where you're thinking about going or doing what you're going to be doing after high school. So this is what I want us to do next. You are going to, I'll pass this out to you. You're going to look back on your personality test results and look specifically at the career section of those results. You are going to pick one possible career path and do some research. If out of those options that it gave you, none of them are appealing in any way, and you're like, actually, I really want to do cosmetology, but it didn't give me that as an option, you can pick that. I'm just telling you that I would like you to look at what the personality test suggested and see if there's anything interesting first, and then go with whatever your pick is. So, what you're going to do is you are going to do some research. I'm going to give you a handout for this. It'll look like this. And these are the things you're going to be searching for. Is college necessary for this job? Yes or no? What skills and strengths do you need for this job? Any other things that kind of come up as you're researching? Looking at the salary range, the working conditions, the job hours, the doing kind of like a rough budget plan, and describing your ideal day in the life of this career. So my goal is to kind of do something fun with this, but this is just like the beginning stages of it. So research. And that is all I have for week 13. Again, by the end of this week, you need to submit the slides. We should be done with chapter 3 and moving on to chapter 4, and it'll be great. So that is all I have. If you have any questions, let me know.